Chat, I have a quick story to tell you guys. Quick story. You guys can't believe this. Here's just another weird story. I don't know. I don't know what it was for. Maybe it was for like TikTok or a trend or something. I was going into this one boba shop. I just want some boba. I just want some bubble tea, you know, minding my own business. And this is a bubble tea place that I've never been in before. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna try it out and let's see how it is because, you know, huge fan of bubble tea, of course. I go into the store and I looked at the menu beforehand. So, you know, it's quick. I'm like, okay, I know what I want. As I'm ordering, or actually I ordered it and then I sat somewhere and I was just on my phone. So, you know, I'm just like scrolling on my phone. I'm like this. I'm just scrolling on my phone. And then, next thing you know, I noticed that the workers are coming out of where they were working at. And I think the owners were also doing the same thing. And they just start looking out of the window. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, how come everybody's like looking out of the window? I'm checking. And I also, I'm like this. I'm like, what? Well, how come people are looking out the window? So one of the workers finally comes up to me and she was like, do you see that? I was like, no, what? And she said, she pointed it out. It's very faint, but you could kind of see it. There was someone dressed up as a bush and you can tell that they were like moving, like you could tell. And so someone's like, they're dressed up as a bush. And I'm like, what the fuck? That is not only weird, that is so creepy. So creepy. And then like I notice it and I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? For some reason I never took a video and I never took a picture. I don't know why I didn't do it. You know, I asked the owners and I'm like, would you potentially happen to know anybody that, very fitting music right now, by the way. Twisted Mansion. Would you potentially happen to know anybody that may potentially pull a prank like this? You know, do you know anybody? And they were like, no, this is very odd. This has never happened ever. Okay, so I'm like, you know, I'm just keeping an eye on this guy and I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, they don't do anything stupid because obviously when you're like looking and you're potentially trying to do something stupid, I noticed there was something in their hand. I don't know what it was, but it was just something. One of the workers comes out to potentially confront this person. They come outside and, you know, I'm just waiting here, still waiting for my order. Next thing you know, I hear screaming behind me. I'm like, what the I'm like, what happened just now? The person who is dressed up as a bush starts shooting water out of a water gun. And then they run away, like back around the building because it was a complex. I noticed this and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And she got so scared. And the owners noticed this and they were all like, we're calling 911 for this, bro. We're calling 911 for this. I couldn't believe it. I was just at a boba shop. You guys may think that this was fucking fake, but I swear to God, man, it happened and the cops were called and I was just trying to get boba. I was just trying to get bubble tea. And so the cops come and they ask me directly, like, what happened? I'm like, you should probably talk to the owners about that, not me. Well, that's not what I said, but that's what I just directed them to the owners. I was like, just talk to the owners and they have the full, you know, they have the full details. And so they started going after it. They just started talking to the owners. They understood the situation. And it's so crazy because not one cop car came, 2 cop cars came. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I obviously, this is fucking weird and I should probably get the fuck out of here. So I told the owners, I'm like, are you guys okay? And I asked the workers, like, are you guys okay? And everyone's like, yeah, we're fine. It's just a little shaken. And I'm like, I understand that. I hope the rest of your shift goes well. I told the owners, I'm like, I hope everything gets straightened out and hopefully you can catch this guy. Who knows if this guy was caught by now? I have no idea. But first off, we have to ask the question. Why the fuck is somebody dressed up as a bush waiting in the bushes? You can clearly see the person. It's not like they were in the bushes. They were behind a bush. So you can go ahead and look at it. You literally can see it. You can see this person just waiting behind a bush and they're like, they're like this. How do I do this? Imagine this chair, right? Imagine this chair. I can't believe I'm gonna do this shit. So imagine this chair is the bush, right? This guy was hidden like this. Like that! Like, who does that? Come on! Weirdo, right? Yes, I agree. Fucking weird. You know, I just make sure to tell everybody that, you know, are you guys okay, etc., because that was terrifying. Like, what? Oh, like, come on. Who does this? Like, what loser does this? Come on. I don't know what has happened since. I think the next time I go, I might have to ask and just be like, I know, I was here when there was a weirdo dressed up as a bush and the cops were called. Did anything come out of that? I really genuinely want to know. The next time I go there, probably within the next couple weeks, I will probably go through and whatnot. At the end of the day, the bubble tea was great. Bubble tea was great. Definitely one of the more better shops that I've been around. That was the story about how the cops were called as I was just getting bubble tea. Kinda nuts, man. Kinda nuts. So yeah, at least I got that story out of the way because, yeah.